Hey everybody, and welcome back to Blender. In this video we're going to look at some more edit mode tools. Before I get started, a huge thank you to everybody for subscribing and hitting that notification icon. That really helps me out. And of course, an even big thank you to my members and patrons. Your names will be running across the bottom of the screen at the end of the video. Let's jump into this then. So in the last episode we had our bottle, which has got a cap on it at the moment, and a smooth bottom, which is fair enough. And what I want to do is actually I'm going to take the lid off of this and I'm going to make it thicker. Now, one thing that we can do is we can go into what's known as local mode. So if we were to go into view, and then we can go into local view and toggle local view, and what that will do is it will center us on the object that we have selected and it'll hide everything else, which just means that we can edit this object with minimal fuss. So the first part of this process really is we need to get rid of this lid. So we're going to have to go into edit mode like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to choose face select, and I'm going to select the top face, and then I'm going to hit delete, and I'm going to delete that face. And now you can see we've got a nice empty bottle, but it's paper thin. It has no dimensions whatsoever currently. Incidentally, if I were to want to put that cap back and I didn't have the ability to go Control and Z, what I could do is I could actually go into our orthographic view like so, switch on X-ray mode and go into wireframe mode of course, and then I can simply select that edge loop up there. Now if we come out of orthographic view, you can see that we are in fact with a whole selection of that edge loop, and then if we hit F, that will actually create a new face for us. So we can go back to our solid fill mode, and as you can see that's actually filled that in with a face. But obviously we don't need that right now, so we can just simply go in and delete that again. But that's a useful thing to know if you want to fill a hole that you've created. Absolutely fine. So what we need to do now is we're going to go back into our object mode, and what I want to do is go into our modifiers, and in modifier I can go into generate solidify. And what that's actually done, if we go back into wireframe mode, as you can see it has actually doubled up all of our vertices. Every vertex has now a twin. And what we can do, I'm going to just pop back into solid mode again, is we can actually adjust the thickness of our bottle so that have it as thick as we want it basically. I would say, bear in mind that this is in meters, I would say that the average wine bottle is probably 2 or 3 millimeters thick, so 0.03 meters is roughly about the right size that we need. And that's given us a lot more things that we can do with our bottle. Of course, the first thing that we need to do is to actually make this happen. We need to apply this modifier to the mesh so that it's not just a modifier, and that will allow us to actually manipulate the new vertices on their own. So what we can do is come up to the top here, and where it says apply, we're just going to hit apply. Notice that the modifier disappears, but the object hasn't changed. That's because the vertexes that we just created, the vertices I should say, are now part of the model. Now we can go in and we can actually toggle out of local view, so we're going to just do that, toggle local view, and there we go, we've got our visibility there. And what we can actually do is we can hide our reference. We don't need it right now, it's fine. And I'm going to go into our orthographic view like so, and into wireframe view, and then we can hold down shift, middle mouse button, and we can scroll up there like that. And it's not actually the orthographic view I'm interested in, I'm actually interested in this area here. So we're going to go into edit mode, and by holding down Alt while we click on our edge, we can select the entire edge loop. Now if we go into orthographic view again, if we hold down shift, we can come up here, and what we can actually do now is if we press the S key, we can actually scale that inner edge loop back down. And the reason I'm doing this is that if you notice a common thing with wine bottles is that they do have a bulging out neck around the outside, but on the inside it's still smooth. So if we were now to go back into solid mode, we can see that we've actually taken out that ridge from the inside, so it's actually now a neck to the bottle. Now I appreciate that this is not what most bottles look like. These are normally a bit more rounded, and we can adjust that by adding more edge loops round this outside edge if we want to, but for the sake of demonstrating what we want to in this video, we're simply just manipulating the vertices that we've created. For example, if we wanted to go inside the bottle, that's going to be a bit of a pain in the bum, but it's doable. We just have to get ourselves into the correct position using our various different keys, so we can come up like this and simply just keep shift clicking down inside the bottle, and as you can see, we can actually now see outside the bottle, or we can rotate down and we can see the inside of the bottle. Now, another feature that a lot of wine bottles have is that the inside edge, and actually often the bottom itself, kind of bulges up. In fact, apparently, because I don't know how true this is, but apparently the deeper the curvature of the bottom, the higher quality of the wine contained within. I don't actually know if that's true or not, but that's just the story that I've been told. So what we could do is we can change to face select mode. We could select that face, and then we could simply go back into our orthographic view, switch to wireframe mode, zoom out. We were very well zoomed in there. Just hold shift there. So we've got our face selected, and then if we press G, we can actually grab that and we could drag it up like that. We could just bring that up to, say, there, make us a nice deep one, and then if we press S, we could scale that in simply like that. And then that creates a kind of divot on the inside of the bottle. Now, obviously, in order to do that on the outside, we would have to create some more edge loops. So, you know, you can go to whatever degree you need to when you're creating these shapes, but you just need to remember the tools that are available to you. So that's really all there is to this video. We've managed to now create our wine bottle. It's got a thickness to it. We've got a different shape on the inside to the outside, and we've created that using our modifier and then applying it to our mesh. I hope you guys appreciate the significance of what you can achieve using this method. Either way, I will see you in the next video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.